Typically, when we think of a World War II hero, we think of what Hollywood films provided us. A rugged and heroic young man with a chiseled jawline willing to fight for his country. World War II had heroes of both genders, from men to women, and even ones that weren't human at all. This is the story of one of World War II's most unusual heroes. This is the story of Wojtek, the soldier bear. It is spring of 1942. The US and 25 other countries have signed a united declaration against the Axis powers, and US automobile factories have switched from commercial to war production. The Polish Second Corps were traveling from the USSR for Iran. It is here in the town of Hamadan that the soldiers encountered a young boy who had discovered an orphaned bear cub. The Polish soldiers were so enamored with the young bear cub that they purchased him from the boy in exchange for some food and supplies. In order for the bear cub to be allowed to travel with the soldiers and receive food rations, he was officially enlisted as a soldier in the Polish army with the rank of private. His name was Wojtek, a Polish name meaning joyous soldier. Wojtek traveled with the company through the Middle East to Palestine, where Wojtek joined the 22nd Artillery Supply Company of Poland. Wojtek grew up in the company of soldiers around him as his handlers. The bear was seen as a mascot of the company and would accompany them everywhere as they went, and soldiers shared their rations with the bear even though he had his own assigned to him. Newly enlisted soldiers were often challenged to wrestle the bear, with bets being placed on who the victor would be. But Wojtek always won. Despite the bear's immense strength and size advantage, he never harmed his Polish soldiers. The bear was rewarded often by the company with wine and beer, which became his favorite drink. Wojtek also learned how to smoke cigarettes, which were given to him by soldiers, although sometimes he simply preferred to eat them. Like any good soldier, Wojtek learned how to salute when he was greeted by other soldiers. One Polish soldier's account of Wojtek's liking for beer states, "For him, one bottle was nothing. He was weighing at 440 pounds. He didn't get drunk." Wojtek's very presence helped with the morale of the soldiers around him, who often battled the psychological aspects of war that gave soldiers extreme stress and depression. The company treated him as more than just a pet, but as a fellow soldier. 1943. Wojtek's unit was prepared to ship out of Alexandria, Egypt, to join the Allied campaign against Italy in Naples. The bear had grown quickly during this time, now over 6 feet tall and weighing in at over 485 pounds, a full adult Syrian brown bear. The bear slept with other soldiers in tents and was transported in a special wooden crate, although sometimes he preferred to ride in the front seat of trucks in the passenger seat, roaring at nearby civilians. 1944. The Battle of Monte Cassino, also known as the Battle for Rome, was one of the most costly battles for Allied forces. A series of 4 assaults by Allies against the Axis powers on the Winter Line in Italy, with the intention of breaking through to Rome. The 22nd Artillery Supply Company joined Allied forces here, where Wojtek was taught to carry artillery shells to Polish troops. The boxes of shells weighed in at over 100 pounds, but the bear charged through enemy gunfire and artillery fire, never dropping any of the precious ammunition for his company. A British soldier stated, "He worked tirelessly day and night, getting shells from supply trucks. He never showed fear." When 4 German paratroopers attempted to ambush 4 Polish soldiers at an artillery gun, they encountered Wojtek instead, who was not happy at the sight of them. After mauling one, the other 3 German troops immediately surrendered. Wojtek survived the Battle of Monte Cassino, although the cost was high for both sides. Allied forces captured Monte Cassino, with 55,000 Allied casualties. Axis losses were estimated at 20,000. Wojtek and his company continued onwards to fight the Germans across the Italian peninsula. The official badge of the 22nd Company became a bear carrying an artillery shell in Wojtek's honor. This symbol would appear on all of their vehicles and uniforms even to present day. World War II would end in 1945. The Polish soldiers that served with Wojtek transported to Berwickshire in Scotland with the hero bear. Wojtek became a local celebrity among the civilians and press, often visiting the beach and scaring the girls there. In 1947, Wojtek was donated to the Edinburgh Zoo, where he spent the remainder of his days. He was frequented by journalists and former members of the Polish army that served with him. Some of them would jump into his pen to playfully wrestle with him again as they did in days past, or toss him beers and cigarettes which he would happily drink and eat. The bear served as a popular attraction for the zoo that enjoyed boasting that he was a World War II veteran. In 1963, Wojtek passed away at 21 years old. Several monuments exist of Wojtek, including plaques, sculptures, statues, and monuments. Potential scripts were pitched to Hollywood about the life of Wojtek, but were reportedly rejected because they did not think that audiences would believe the exploits of the bear's wartime achievements. Not all heroes were born human. Never forget Wojtek the Combat Bear. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time on Horrors, Freaks, and Creeps.